Tuesday. Listen, we are in a new month. Happy Tuesday. We are in a new month. And because we are in a new month, that means that we are going to talk about something else. Okay. So we have done a whole lot of reflecting, making sure that we are becoming better investors by doing specific things, taking certain steps. So now that we have that, it's time for us to do a quick review. All right, it's time for us to do a quick review on how in the world do we prepare for a bull market. Well, the way that we prepare for a bull market is to make sure that we are taking certain steps in the bear market. Okay, Mr. James, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So with that being said, I'm going to ask y'all, if you would be so gracious as to go ahead and tap the screen on TikTok, give a thumbs up on YouTube for sure. Share if you have not shared yet and you feel comfortable with sharing, because you are my battle buddy. You've been here before. You love me, I love you. We all want each other to win, right? And then also repost for my people on TikTok. If you do not feel comfortable with sharing, by all means reposting. You could do that as well. What that does is tell the algorithm that other people need to hear this information. You want them to join the conversation, so they should send this out to the FYP. Okay. And also for TikTok, not for TikTok, my bad. Also for YouTube, it would be nice, y'all, if you have not subscribed yet, because I look at the numbers. A lot of y'all come in here, y'all check me out, y'all comment and everything. I appreciate that. But you don't subscribe. And if you are coming back constantly, then that means go ahead, hit the subscribe button, as well as hit that notification bell. And also something that is new here on YouTube is you can hype the video within the first week of it being uploaded. So that would be awesome. If you're on your phone watching me, whether it's live or the replay, go ahead, hype me up, press that hype button. That would be awesome. Okay, so let's go. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how we are preparing ourselves before Bitcoin takes off again. Okay, I did not look at the chart. Let me look and see what the price is right now, just real quick. Okay, I'm not doing any, why and all that analysis and everything. I just want to see what it is compared to, the past bull market. Okay, so I know it's still in the 60s and whatnot, but oh my gosh, come on. Okay, so we're 64. Okay, yeah. So before we get into our next bull market, we want to make sure that we are good to go. Miss Gigi, welcome in. Hey. Happy Tuesday. I see you. So let's go. All right. I know that there are people that ask the same thing. DJ Reese, I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. We have people that ask the same question. When is the next bull market coming? I am so sick and tired of prices being this low. Okay. But here's the thing, because I've had people, my father's daughter, welcome in. Noku Zola, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Here's the thing, because I've had people come into my live streams while doing this crypto one-on-one, and they're like, when is the bear market over? Because I'm sick of this. I'm ready for the prices of crypto to go up. Okay. And I hear you. Okay. But here's the interesting thing about that. All right. There are people who completely ignore what happens before a bull market begins. They wait until, Bitcoin is back making these really good headlines. Welcome in, Chris. Happy Tuesday, right? They waiting until, Bitcoin surges, 20%, makes a new high in the past, 30 days or the last 6 months, right? What's going on, Bearded Assassin? I see you. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Craig, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Thank y'all so very much for tapping the screen. Y'all help Bearded Assassin out by tapping the screen on TikTok. That is liking the live stream. That is one of the ways to tell the algorithm that they should push this particular live stream out to the masses. So yeah. So people are waiting until they hear that, because now they want to get excited, right? Okay. People are waiting until everybody is at work talking about crypto again. It's not in that negative, oh, crypto's dead type of conversation. Fan, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Nah, it's the, oh, okay, man, I'm finally about to start buying some crypto. Gi, welcome in. I see you. Right. They're waiting until prices already double. And I'm gonna tell you something about that. I love my people. I have some members in my family that I've been talking to about cryptocurrency since like what, 2020, 2021? Right? I see you. You say happy Taco Tuesday. Let's go. Let's go. I see you. Welcome in. But so they'll sit here and wait real to Anthony until, you know, Bitcoin done already surpassed 90K. And then they sit here talking about, oh, I'm about to start buying some Bitcoin because price going up. And I was sitting here like, dog, do you know how long I've been telling you to at least look into it? I ain't even telling you better buy it. I just say at least start looking into it and consider buying. This is when I started buying. Bitcoin was like $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 at the time, and you wait until it done surpass 90K to talk about I'm about to start buying now. What are you doing? Why? Kenneth, welcome in. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate you. Carlo, thank you. If you know, you know. Welcome in. Earthy Hen Vibes, welcome in. MWS, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, y'all. So by that time though, okay, they're reacting. Leona and countless other people, I'm pretty sure they have heard either on some social media platform, on YouTube, in passing, while at work, whatever. I'm pretty sure prior to prices skyrocketing, they heard about cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. So now they're in that reaction mode. They have not prepared. They are feeling like they're about to miss out. Right, Charles? Okay. So this is why tonight I want to show you why every bull market actually begins during a bear market, which is what we're in today. If you agree with that statement, for my people who have been invested for quite some time, I want you to give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat real quick. Do you believe that the bull market actually begins during our bear markets? Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. It's okay if you disagree. Okay, Fan Tip, welcome in. Heart of God, welcome in. Tar Heel, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. Bearded Assassin say, yep, I'm with you, Leona. Okay? Exactly. Thank you so very much for the roses, too. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tar Heel. I appreciate you. Right? This is why investors who prepare early on, right, they're the ones that make different decisions than the people who wait. Right? He said incoming. Come on. These are the people that, you know, end up waiting and then they're moving based out of fear. More than likely fear of missing out. Okay? So say Carlos said I still think we're going to push towards November and then we're going to go deep in going deep bear. I mean, we're still in the bear market. Based on the cycles, since I've been studying, especially like the past 2 cycles, I use as my gauge in a sense, and my guideline and blueprint and whatnot. Y'all, the bear market is not over for crypto. Okay, for Bitcoin specifically is what I'm talking about. Okay, Bitcoin specifically, but you know, anything can happen. All right, so yeah, so for everybody that does not know, all right. At this moment, I am not a licensed financial advisor. I can give you basic general financial information and suggestions, right? But I cannot advise you on what to do with your money. Okay? I cannot tell you what to do with your money. But this is why us having these conversations is very important. So that way you can take the information that I give and you can go do what? Your own due diligence and research. And then you can make an informed decision on how you want to deploy your money into these markets, whether it's cryptocurrency, stocks, whatever it may be. Okay. So it's important for us to understand these cycles. Absolutely. We've gone over that multiple times. And that's why we're doing it again, because we're still in a bear market. And people have been like, Leona, when is this gonna end? I'm over it. I'm ready for the prices to push up. I got you. I understand. I'm with you. Okay. However, all right, there are cycles, and we use the blueprint, the data, the historical data that we have to help us to make an informed decision moving forward. Okay. So this is why I wanted to make sure I put that out there for my people who are like, oh my gosh, this is a conversation I've been waiting on. I haven't had this conversation in a while. Well, welcome. All right. If you're new here, my name is Leona Clark. I understand on my YouTube channel and on TikTok it says Prosperity Cause, but my name is Leona Clark. I am the one who created. I founded Prosperity Cause back in 2020 when I was learning more about money. I was still active duty at the time in the Army, and I wanted to find something else for me to do besides getting a job. Not to knock anyone that has a job. God bless you. Do what you got to do for your family. But for me, I had been working since the age of 16, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to get another job when I retire. If I do anything, it's going to be something I enjoy doing, and I enjoy teaching. I enjoy learning. And as a person who teaches, you must learn, right? So two of my favorite things together, I get to do that. And there are times where I do it for free. And also you will pay, okay, should you choose to pay for information that I provide. So with that being said, I've been in the crypto space since 2020 as a serious investor. But I was originally introduced to it back in 2017. Boy, if I knew then what I know now. Child, my portfolio. I'm grateful for what I've been able to do, okay, as a serious investor for these past 6 years. But if I would have known then what I know today, my goodness, 2017 to now would look totally different. So yes, it can't look to pass because of whole new financial system. World is changing. I will not say that. I will not say that. Are things changing? Absolutely. But there are some things that are still foundational for us when it comes to cryptocurrency. So to throw out all the past it wouldn't be wise. That's Leona. Again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I appreciate you, Bearded Assassin, but that statement I do not agree with. Okay. Because that's like saying, okay, I got it. We're 2026. So the stuff that happened in the past historically, we need to throw all that stuff away. Don't worry about that because we're in 2026. No, if we don't understand what has occurred in the past, we are doomed to repeat it. Either we're going to make the same mistakes that was made in the past, or we're going to miss something that could have helped us to be better prepared for the future. So therefore, I personally believe that historical data, despite changes, okay, within our system when it comes to cryptocurrency and a lot of heavy institutional investors being here, we still have a lot of information that we can lean on from the past to help us make decisions today and for the future. All right, so shout out to you though. I appreciate you. Okay, what's going on, Mr. Howard? Happy Tuesday. I see you. Welcome in. Bear Market Bully. What's up, Battle? What's up, Battle? I see you. Thank you for the repost too. Y'all help Bear Market Bully out by tapping the screen. Y'all don't leave him out there by himself, okay? And if you cannot stay the whole time while we have this conversation, y'all, I am on YouTube. That's Prosperity Cause on YouTube. And this video will stay up so you can actually watch the replay on YouTube. That's Prosperity Cause on YouTube, okay? So we're talking about how we're going to prepare for a bull market, okay? Now, for my people who have just joined, if you have not said hey or anything, y'all, I'm from the South, okay? We always speak when we come around. We enter somebody's house, we speak. That we either say hey, we get hugs, we get handshakes, whatever it is, we acknowledge the person's house we're going into. I got it. We're on social media, okay? You're watching me on YouTube, whichever one it is. I understand. But listen, that means you're still coming into my house because behind me is my house. So at least if I'm shouting you out and I'm reading your name and everything on these screens and I say something to you, say, hey, Bet, even if you dip out, that's okay. Just say, hey, Leona. All right. And then you out. Cool. I appreciate you. Okay. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Put your city, put your state, put your country if you're not in the United States and you want to rep your country. That's what's up. Go ahead and put that in the chat. All right. And then also continue to share y'all, repost on TikTok, tap that screen, all those good things. Subscribe on YouTube, hit that notification bell as well. He said, us northerners, we ice grill you and make head. Oh, I know. Thanks to the Army, I got introduced to a ton of New Yorkers specifically, and mainly from Brooklyn. I met a couple of people from the Bronx and Harlem, but the majority of the people that I met in the Army that was from New York, pretty much, I say 90% of them was like from Brooklyn. And I'm like, does anybody else join the Army besides people from Brooklyn? But anyway, I see you, Mr. Howard, representing Virginia. Welcome in. RPN, I see you. Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. Okay, so I appreciate y'all. I have a question for y'all, though, that can type in the chat. If you are driving, if you're at work, please don't mess around and have an accident or get fired because you're trying to type here on TikTok, okay? And you're supposed to be doing your work, and you're supposed to keep your eyes on the road. Be safe. Don't get in trouble. Don't lose your job, okay? But if you are not driving, if you are not at work, I do have a question for y'all. Bruh, get out the... Come over here. Come over here. Come on. Sit down, please. Come sit. Siéntate. And then he sits on the floor. Okay. So I want to know how many of y'all watching me either live or the replay, how many of you experienced the previous crypto bear market in 2022 to 2023? Give me that hand raise emoji or type me in the chat. As a matter of fact, type me in the chat, right? If you were here in the crypto space, meaning you actually had money invested, okay, in 2021, 2022, 2023, that means you were in that last crypto bear market. I want you to type me in the chat. Type me in the chat. I see you. Okay, so it's a good number, y'all, in here. B. Renee, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. It's a good number, y'all, in here. Okay, so I got another question for y'all then. For those of you that type me in the chat, what was the hardest part about, going and experiencing that bear market? Put it in the chat. Anything. What was the hardest part to you about moving through that crypto bear market? That was like a brutal one for me. Because that was my first crypto bear market, y'all. That was my first one. So I was that person, like what I would see here on the lives in the past. I was that person like, when is it gonna end? Y'all, my portfolio was down 80-85%. All I saw was red. My crypto portfolio specifically. 80-85%. I think at the one point when I looked at it, it was definitely 85% down from when I started buying. And I was just like, Jesus. What? Invest in silverback. That's what we're talking about. Right? It's okay. So Bear Market Bully said taking profits. Okay. B. Renee said staying in, waiting for the turnaround. That was me. Jesus. Mr. Howard said his hardest part was staying focused. Yeah, I feel y'all. Most definitely. So the reason why I wanted to ask that question is because I would love for us to be able to help the people who were not part of the previous crypto bear market, right? To be able to see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're in a bear market right now. So now what we can do as battle buddies, right? What we can do is help them to stay focused, like Mr. Howard said, right? To keep your head in the game, right? And be there, be present, ready for the turnaround because you've done the appropriate preparations, right? We're going to talk about that, okay? And then also, like Bear Market Bully said, have a really good understanding of how to go about taking profits, right? How to go about taking profits. So before the bear market hits, but also during a bull market, how do we identify for us as individuals what's the best time or what's the best time for us to take profits? And then also Mr. Howard put in there unrealized losses. Yes. Now, when it comes to that, And I gotta put this out there. I did a live stream. I know it was, I believe it was this year. It should still be up on YouTube, but I talked about crypto taxes. Okay. I talked about crypto taxes. And one of those things was, how do we go about minimizing having to pay taxes, not completely eliminating, but lowering our taxes, but also identifying some of the things that we can do when we lose in the cryptocurrency market. That, y'all, takes having a really great tax preparer, someone who understands cryptocurrency. Okay. I'm not telling anybody to use who I use. I've been with these individuals since like 2016, 2017. So pretty much almost 10 years, if not 10 years already. And we were their first cryptocurrency investors. And they messed up our taxes the first time they did it when I took profit, right? They messed our taxes up. And then the next year they were like, okay, now we know what to do. Even though I gave them all the documentation, right, that's required to report, they still messed it up. And then it took a minute for the IRS to make stuff, right. But we made it all right, okay? No audit was happening. So yeah, so it sucks it sometimes to be the first in a particular financial space, but there are also benefits to being first. Okay. So thank y'all so very much for my battle buddies that are back, like Bear Market Bully, like Mr. Howard, Miss Gigi. Y'all my battle buddies because y'all always coming here. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so very much for coming back and sharing your knowledge and also learning with me and learning with everybody else. All right. So listen. So I want to say this because we're about to get into it. Okay. I personally made a lot of mistakes. Okay. I made a lot of mistakes. Hey, thank you. You're amazing. You're so amazing. Thank you for that, Bear Market Buddy. Spartan, welcome in. All right. So yeah, I made a lot of mistakes very early on in my crypto investing journey because I didn't know. I got introduced to trading first. So trading and investing is two different animals. It's not the same thing. I know sometimes people like to put them together, baby. They're not the same. Okay. You may pay more in taxes as a trader than you would as an investor, especially if you are a long-term holder. Okay. Right. So there are certain rules that apply to either benefit you or it can hinder you in a sense, depending on what you're doing as a trader and also as an investor. So I personally thought that, investing meant, let me go in here. I'm going to find the next big thing that's going to pop up and it's going to make me rich because I heard all these people. Remember, I got introduced to cryptocurrency as a trader in 2017. And the individual who told us about it was in the Army too, active duty at the time, and was talking about, man, I made 10K, whatever it was, from trading cryptocurrency. Had I not heard that and just heard, hey, cryptocurrency, learn this thing, and you could possibly invest in it, and started investing, buying and holding in 2017, it would have been better for me personally. You know what I'm saying? So over time, I learned something much more valuable, right? The hardest part isn't buying said cryptocurrency, whichever one it is, Bitcoin, whatever. The hardest part is continuing to invest when everyone else believes it's over. I realized, or not even realized, I experienced this in my first crypto bear market. If anybody's with me, go ahead and say it. Say, yep, I saw it too. I heard it too. During my first crypto bear market, 2022 to 2023, Miss Universe, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. There were people that were dogging at the crypto market. It was crypto dead. Where them crypto millionaires? I remember specifically the rapper Rick Ross was dogging out the crypto market. Where them crypto millionaires at? I bet they ain't millionaires now. I told you that crypto stuff is a scam. Like, he was heavy on dogging out the crypto community. Anybody remember that? Anybody follow rap artists? I'm telling you, I heard Rick Ross out his own mouth. He was dogging out cryptocurrency back in 2022, 2023. And listen, that FTX scandal made it so much harder. And now think about it. For a person, this is their first bear market. Okay? You get in, seriously start buying, 2020. 2021, the market is at its peak. You like, oh shoot. You're not mentally prepared for when prices go down. You're still in that beginner phase, that euphoria. You're thinking it's still gonna keep running up and up, right? And then when things plummet and then FTX happened, and then that thing tanked, Bitcoin got down to like 15K. I was like, oh Jesus. Thank you, Miss Universe, for that heart me. He's Bear Market Bully said it happens every bear market. Yeah, here's the thing. For the people who were like me, that was my first bear market, so I didn't know. Think about it. I didn't start seriously investing in the stock market until the beginning of 2020, like February, March time frame, before COVID was announced, right? Thank you for that heart me, Bear Market Bully. I appreciate you, right? I didn't start investing seriously until then. So you talking about never ever investing on my own, outside of buying my first, real estate property. But like, I didn't understand market cycles and stuff. So experiencing that crypto bear market, it was brutal for me and a whole bunch of us that were new to the space. Y'all, we were in the chat. We had our own group chats and stuff on WhatsApp and Telegram and everything. And oh my gosh, I wish I would have screenshot those doggone messages and still had them today. Much welcome in. Thank you for that follow too. I wish I would post them things if I still had them, because y'all would see, you would probably feel how we felt from the type of messages that was going through them chats. It was crazy. All of us were like in straight up panic mode. The beautiful thing though, is at some point, each one of us that were new to crypto during that time, experiencing our first crypto bear market, we eventually realized, learned, and we survived that bear market, and we were able to experience the next bull market, right? So the hardest part is honestly continuing to invest when everyone else believes it's over. It is drowning out that noise, okay? And that's why last November, what I did, November 2025, I created an entire masterclass about surviving bear markets. If you missed that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock it on YouTube, and y'all will be able to go watch it, because I go into really great detail on how we survive bear markets. Okay? So Miss Universe said, my first time investing in the bear market. Well, let's go. You got this. You came at the right time, because that means when the bull market happens, you're going to be ready to go. You're going to be sitting back, kick back, like, yep, I did my part. Okay? So you can actually watch that. I'm going to, on YouTube, I'm actually going to post the link in the description. So once this is over, I'll post the link to that particular masterclass, and that way y'all could just go straight to it, okay? And I want to say, I think it was like an hour or so, whatever. It wasn't super long or anything like my live streams are, okay? So that's on YouTube, Prosperity Calls. This particular live stream right now will be uploaded to review, but you'll also have in the description box the link to November's crypto bear market masterclass, and that way you can watch that, okay? So I want to talk about what is a bear market for my people who are like, okay, y'all say this, bear, bull, what is this supposed to mean to me, okay? So what a bear market is where you experience long periods of declining prices. Prices are consistently going down month after month. You're seeing something called lower highs and lower lows. You may hear a lot of fear talk, right? Or you may experience fear. You may read headlines that are doom and gloom in a sense when it comes to these markets. Okay. I want to, remind y'all that just because we experience a correction, that doesn't automatically mean we're in a bear market. Correction meaning price has been going up and then it goes down a bit. Okay. That's not what a bear market is. We need to see consistent prices going down. Okay. And then it may go up a bit and then it goes down even further. Okay. And I'm going to show y'all that. I actually show y'all that in that masterclass as well. But yeah, so this is why for us, we need to understand these markets so that way we know when is the best time for us as individuals to buy. When Leona says she's going to buy, that may not make sense for you because your financial situation may be a bit different than mine. Okay. So me, the last bear market, because I was in a community that had experienced crypto investors, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. And when Bitcoin did drop down to that 15K ish, right? And I saw the market starting to kind of rebound a little bit, but it, of course, was consolidating and went sideways. I started buying back in at that time in 2023 when Bitcoin was like 18K or so. If I wasn't part of that community, I don't know if I would have started buying as aggressively as I bought at that time in 2023. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So this is why for this particular series, okay, I'm only going to speak on Bitcoin because Leona uses Bitcoin as a means to help me to identify what's going on in the cryptocurrency market in general. Okay. Typically, things may change, but typically the majority of our cryptocurrencies follow along with Bitcoin. Okay. So Bitcoin typically leads, like I said, okay, the altcoins are coins that are not Bitcoin, alternative coins. Those coins typically follow Bitcoin's movement. So if Bitcoin struggles in price, okay, then you're going to see most of our cryptocurrency struggle to go up in price. Okay. If we see that Bitcoin is going down consistently and we find that we are in a bear market, more than likely the other cryptocurrencies, our altcoins, will be in that bear market as well. Okay. Thank y'all so very much for continuing to like the live. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't shared yet, please, this is the time to go ahead and share. If you have not reposted yet on TikTok, this is the time to repost. If you have not shared on YouTube, what you waiting on, go ahead and share it with someone you know is curious about cryptocurrency or needs a bit more help understanding when they should buy, when they should sell, understanding these market cycles. Also subscribe and hit that notification bell. Okay. Okay. So yeah, thank you for that repost, Miss Gigi. I appreciate you. Okay. What in the world is this? What is this? Yo, come on now. All right. Do we need to? We're not doing that. Okay. Please welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I don't know what the deal is with the Clarity Act. I haven't looked at anything pertaining to cryptocurrency today. So what we talked about last week, that's the last I know about it. I'm not worried about it. Whatever they do, they do. Whatever they don't do, they don't do. I mean, I've been investing for the past 6 years. It is what it is. Okay. So we know that even in these bear markets, right? And it's not just cryptocurrency. Let me get back on track. So it's not just cryptocurrency, but we're going to talk about crypto. So when we are, experiencing bear markets, there are going to be things that's going to happen. Some of us, when we were beginners, or if you're a beginner right now, this is your first bear market that you're experiencing in the crypto space. Some of us experienced some emotions that we weren't necessarily prepared to deal with. Okay, thank you, Miss Universe, for the Go Pops. I appreciate you. Right? Some of us were not prepared. Now, not all of us were like bear market bully, where we were just cool, calm, and collected, and we were just buying up everything, and we would just sit back like, hey, this is what the market do, and we just gonna buy, okay? Not everybody was bear market bully. Some of us were like, what the heck? Okay? Some of us, all right, panic sold because we didn't understand the market and what we were seeing. Okay, we didn't understand what we were holding. We jumped into the crypto space because some people, or a good number of people, or in our circle or on social media, were saying you need to be buying cryptocurrency right now, right? So we just started buying cryptocurrency because, hey, you know, it's too many people saying the same thing. I don't want to get left out. Let me go buy, but I don't know what the heck I'm holding. And then when the markets drop a bit, we panic. So, okay, I'm freezing a bit. Can y'all still hear me on TikTok and see me just fine? Can y'all see me and hear me just fine? Let me know. Mimi, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. MBTG, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't know. See, getting Starlink. Starlink's supposed to be the best thing. B-Mac, welcome in. I don't know if it's the state of Louisiana, but you know, Starlink ain't been, you know, on its best behavior since we've been living in Louisiana. Operator, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. In Texas, it was just fine. I don't know what it is with Louisiana. But okay, so good, cool. So yeah, so some of us as beginners, you know, we panic sold, right? We did. We panic sold. And a lot of times we found ourselves in those spaces because, you know, of course, headlines, the news, you're getting on social media and you got 20 million people telling you different things. One person saying, don't worry about it, this is what it is. And other people saying, oh no, this is the end of crypto. And if the Clarity Act don't pass, then the crypto market is gonna tank. Like all the institutional investors gonna pour their money out. What? What are you talking about? Why would you say that? Like, I literally just read today. I'm late. I know I am, but I didn't see it. I must have missed it. I don't know how I missed it, but I missed it. How BlackRock had or is attempting to, I don't know if it's not live now or what, but anyway, they have a Bitcoin ETF, not IBIT. They have that. They have one where they can earn, you can earn yield from it, right? Because they're doing options calls, right? And this is BTIA, I think. I read it briefly today and I was like, I want to do some more digging. So what I'm saying is, if you have companies like BlackRock, these private equity firms with billions upon billions of dollars in the cryptos market, not just with Bitcoin, but with XRP, Ethereum, and so on and so forth. You got Michael Saylor and Strategy with billions upon billions of dollars. Do you really think that they're just gonna sell completely off if the Clarity Act doesn't pass? The Clarity Act wasn't in position when they did these ETFs and started buying Bitcoin in the first place, right? So why would it matter if it doesn't pass? They're just gonna continue to move how they've been moving. Am I right or wrong? These billionaires, these large financial institutions, these large companies, these private equity firms with billions of dollars to put into the cryptocurrency market, they're going to continue to do what they've been doing prior to the Clarity Act passing or not passing. Am I right or wrong? Powerful, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Let me know. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But if I'm right, tell me I'm right. Okay? So when we hear certain things, when we're seeing certain things, it's on us to get our emotions in check. It's on us, Rock, to lean on the individuals that have been in this space much longer than us. Ask those questions, because there's no such thing as a stupid question, okay? Ask those questions, Mr. Bill, right? Get a bit of clarity, get a better understanding, Mr. Cecil. Welcome in, happy Tuesday. Get a better understanding so that way we can know what to look for, we can know how to prepare, and then we can go take those steps and be in prep mode. We will be less likely to fall into that emotional trap of FOMO, that fear of missing out that I talked about earlier, where people waited until, in my own family, waited until Bitcoin hit $90,000 last year. I'm like, why you want to buy now and you ain't bought now bit of Bitcoin prior to now? Now you want to buy at 90K? Make it make sense to me. But it's still going up. I hear you. But take it from a person that was here. You're not ready to deal with a bear market. You're not ready to face a bear market. You are more than likely going to be that person. Maxine, welcome in. You're more than likely going to be that person. This is me telling a family member. I said, I know you. You're going to be that person that's going to sell at a loss because you don't know what the heck you're doing. Just wait. Just wait. And guess what? They still bought anyway. And now Bitcoin is at 64K. Like, what are we doing? Okay? And I don't know if they sold it now because they ain't tell me. Stanley, welcome in, happy Tuesday. They ain't tell me, so I'm gonna just say hopefully they held, okay? Because I warned them that the market's gonna go down. It's just a matter of time when it goes down. And based on the previous two cycles, there's a possibility that it could go down 60 to 70% if it stays in alignment with, or it mirrors in a sense the past two cycles. It's possible for Bitcoin specifically, that's what we were talking about, it's possible for it to go down 60 to 70%. So I hope they listened and just held and bought more now, since the prices have been down. But how do we prepare? That's the question. How do we prepare? For my people who have been a part of the bear market before, right? Crypto bear market. How did you prepare? Type it in the chat. How did you prepare? I'm going to walk y'all through, okay, my own personal bear market checklist. But how did y'all prepare for the bear market? Type some things in the chat. Ms. Universe said, I'm buying a little XRP here and there. That's what's up. That's all you need to do. Do what you can according to your budget, okay, and your investing plan. Do what you can. Welcome in, Jerry. Happy Tuesday. What are some things that you did to prepare for this particular crypto bear market? Type it in the chat for me real quick. Can y'all hear me just fine? Because I got a notification up here about my connection. Can y'all hear me just fine? Give me the thumbs up emoji. Chat in the chat real quick. Can y'all hear me just fine? Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat, because I got that notification. In the nick of time, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I like that name. All right. Okay, cool. So, yeah. So, okay, I guess y'all don't, maybe I asked the question and y'all don't have enough time to type. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through my own personal bear market checklist, okay? Alfonso, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. All right. So, there's something that I did, all right, recently, because of what we've been talking about this past month, last month actually, the whole pausing. Brandon, welcome in, happy Tuesday. This is something I decided to add to the checklist because of my own personal experience. When we were experiencing that bear market, you say my strategy is complicated, but it's bulletproof. Okay, I got you. That's what's up. Deep Blue, welcome in. Money Talk. What's going on, girl? Happy Tuesday. Welcome in. I see you. Me learning during that period in 2022 to 2023, experiencing my first bear market and learning to kind of slow down and ask myself, like, what is actually happening and where could we potentially see a turnaround, and how could I best benefit from what's happening right now? So when the next bull market happens, like what could my portfolio look like if I do these things? If I avoid these things, then how in the world, like how can I benefit from the next bull market? So what that did was it caused me to slow down. Hey, V babes, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. It's been a minute. I see you though. Money Talk said 9 weeks to a potential bottom. Okay, that's what Money Talk said, y'all, not Leona. Well, dog, it just went away. Where'd it go? I thought I pinned it. Okay, there you go. So yeah. So what I did was I had to learn during that bear market in 2022 to 2023. I had to learn to slow down. I had to learn to kind of drown out the noise, to not send myself into a downward spiral, because that was my first bear market. So what I added to the bear market checklist compared to what I taught in 2025, November 2025, I added the prosperity pause because I want to be able to help people to save money, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm about to pull it up so that way y'all can see. Okay. So let me move myself out the way. All right. Let me show y'all this. Turn this around real quick. Uh-oh, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. There we go. All right. So look. So these are some of the questions that I want you to pretty much ask yourself while experiencing the bear market, okay? Before you put any more money into the market, all right? Am I preparing or am I reacting? When I hear something, when I read something, am I preparing or am I reacting to what I heard or what I read? Said Sailor selling 1, 2, 3 times. Oh, that's funny. Also ask yourself what evidence supports my decision to either buy or sell. Okay, whatever that is, what is that evidence? Okay, if prices were to fall another 30%, so we're at 64K right now, right, with Bitcoin, because again, we're using Bitcoin as a guide, so or as a blueprint for us. So if Bitcoin was to drop down to $40,000, would I still be comfortable owning Bitcoin? Yes or no in the chat. If Bitcoin were to drop down to 40,000, 45,000, whatever, right? If Bitcoin were to drop 40 to 40, $45,000, would you still be comfortable owning Bitcoin? Type yes or no in the chat. I'm not here to answer for you. There's no right or wrong, right? As a long-term holder, investor of Bitcoin, would you be comfortable with holding and owning Bitcoin if it dropped down to $45,000, right? Bear market bully said 40K. I'm selling the house. Hey, Battle say, listen, I'm going all the way in. You hear me? Real money is gold. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Battle said, I'm all in. Do you hear me? 40K? Heck yeah. All right. But another thing to ask yourself, right? And the reason why I added this, y'all, is because the bear market is a really good time for us to slow down and evaluate. She said, I'm backing up the truck. V-Babe said, I'm definitely going all the way in. I only need one. Hello, that's what I said. All I need is one, baby. Just let me get one. And they talking about Bitcoin hitting 250K. Kathy Woods back to talking about that $1 million Bitcoin and stuff. Listen, one asset being a 6-figure asset, that's good in my book, right? You know, good evening, real money is gold. I see you, right? And then also think about it. During these bear markets, something else we could ask ourselves is if the investment that we are considering, right, does it fit into our actual written plan? Okay? Am I investing in this because of my investing goals or my financial goals, or because somebody else said that Bitcoin is going to hit $1 million? Because somebody said that Bitcoin is going to hit 250K in 2026. Because they've been saying 250K since 2024. That's what I've been hearing. Thank y'all for sharing the live. I appreciate you. Real Money is Gold. Shout out to you. Y'all do what Real Money is Gold is doing and share the live out. Repost as well if you haven't reposted yet on TikTok. And same thing for y'all on YouTube. Right? So everybody got it. So I'm not saying these are the only questions to ask yourself, but this is just something I added to the checklist to help others who are starting out, and this is their first bear market, right? To help them to just calm down. You know, that's all. We just gonna chill out. All right. So which question do you think that you could ask yourself during a bear market? Which question do you think or that you have asked yourself has actually saved you money in the bear market? Type it in the chat if you can. If you're not driving, okay, if you're not at work, and you can type in the chat if you're available to type in the chat. What is a question that you have asked yourself during this bear market that has saved you money, or during the previous bear market that has saved you money? Type it in the chat. Help your battle buddies out. There are people in here. This is their first crypto bear market. Thank you so very much for the finger hearts. Real Money is Gold. I appreciate you. Right? This is one of those times where this is going to help the next person. Okay? This is going to help the next person. Not everybody has been in crypto as long as us. Okay? And there are some people who are watching this either live or the replay on YouTube, and this is their first crypto bear market, so we want to help them out. V-Babe said to be patient. Yep. V-Babe said to be patient. Mudge said, what is the bottom of the bear market? What is the bottom? Are you asking when are we hitting the bottom? Because if that's the question, I cannot tell you that. I don't know, because I'm not God. I'm an investor just like y'all. I'm here, Dallas 1111. Thank you so very much for joining. I love the name 1111. Let's go. Say sorry, co-workers need to. Okay, I appreciate you, bear market bully. I appreciate you. Right? So Dallas said bottom is in. Maybe. You know what tripped me out? And this is not against anybody, okay? But something that I find is when we attempt to predict the market, more than likely, we're going to be wrong. Think about the people, the average individual that is not an economist, that has not been investing in a specific asset class for decades. We're talking 20 plus years, right? The likelihood of you being able to accurately predict the bottom or the top of a market is very slim. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying anyone is wrong. I'm not saying anyone is right. What I'm saying is Leona don't do predictions. Leona does scenarios. Based on this specific scenario, this is what I'll do. This scenario, this is what I'll do. That's it. That's all. Okay? That's what I do. Now, if I turn out to be accurate, awesome. If it turns out to be wrong, oh well, lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? So if a person believes that this is the bottom right now, shout out to you. I'm not here to predict nothing. Okay? You said my third bull run, I learned not to time the market, but I already have time in the market. Let's go. I love that. That's right. You better tell them again, Dallas. Tell them again. That's it. That's what we're talking about. Okay? It's us doing the prep work. So that way, when the bull market is here, we're not scrounging trying to figure out how to get the money to buy into said asset. We already have the money there because we've been buying here and there according to our investing plan and our budget. Okay? So the next thing that we do is we prepare. Okay? So how do we prepare for a bull market? Well, during a bear market, what we do is we make sure that we have our funds together. Number one, I know y'all don't like this word. So the numbers are going to drop because they always do. But y'all, this is why having a budget is very helpful. Why, Leona? Because how in the world can I know if I can afford to invest in Bitcoin, since we're talking about Bitcoin specifically right now, right? How can I know if I can afford to invest in Bitcoin every single week if I don't have a budget? Houseway, please, somebody tell me how. If you do not understand or know how your money is flowing, if you don't know the frequency in which money is going out of your account, the amount that's going out of your account, on top of the frequency in which money is coming into your account and the amount, then guess what? You are more than likely going to sell at a loss or sell when you could have borrowed or lose out, buy at the highest price. There are so many scenarios. Okay? There are so many scenarios. So this is why having a budget, everybody can't afford 10% though, money talk. I'm talking to people right now. They're sitting here like, yo, I'm literally robbing Peter to pay Paul right now. Because they already haven't recovered from COVID financially. They already haven't recovered from COVID financially. There are people that have been filed bankruptcy multiple times, and they're not even my age. They're not even 43 yet. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even hit their 40s yet, and they've already filed bankruptcy. They've had medical expenses that took them out financially, wiped out their savings, right? They've sat here. There are people that have sat here and taken a hit with their IRA and everything. They paid the fine so that, well, the fee, so that way they could use the money. I'm not saying everybody's in that position. I'm not saying that. So, hey, let's go. 43 out. Let's go. But yeah, so everybody's not in the financial position to invest and save 10% of their income every single month. That would be nice. That would be ideal. I would love to see that for everybody. But that's not everybody's story. So this is why having the conversation and saying, hey, start with what you have. If all you can do right now is, let's say, $100 a month. Well, dog, do the $100 a month. If you're like, $100, Leon, I can't even do that. Well, whatever it is, do that. Don't focus on the amount. Focus on the fact that every single month, this is what I'm doing. I'm putting aside this amount of money. I'm not going to say an amount because I don't know your pockets. But this is where a budget comes into play. V-Babe said, I've been budgeting for the past 4 years, waiting for the B. Okay, I see you. That's what's up. 50 to 60% on the aggressive with two incomes. That would be ideal. But again, everybody not there. Everybody not there. You know? And remember, y'all, my live streams are for people who are beginners in the crypto space. So more than likely, they don't understand market cycles. Okay? They may or may not have somewhere between, $500 and $1,000 of disposable income, meaning once all their bills are paid, they may have about $500 they can do something with. Okay? They may. But the vast majority of the people that I talk to, they don't even have 500. So you got to start where you are, right? Said cut out coffees and eating out often. Listen, Miss Universe, I don't told my story I don't know how many times, so I ain't gonna, but that was the first step for me to be able to invest more, right? So we got to make sure, number one, we get a budget, okay? If you need help with that, y'all, I have a whole budget spreadsheet. I send it to you for free. You ain't got to worry about it. It has the formulas in there. It'll calculate your numbers for you. All you got to do is plug in your numbers. If you want that budget spreadsheet, it has a net worth calculator on there. I'm adding a section where you can track your spending for the entire year. So that way you can see where your money is going for real. Because you update it every single month. And that I got it. That's some work. Okay. But when I say I started doing that last year, and I saw how much money I was spending in certain areas versus how much I invested for the year 2025. And I was so mad at myself, y'all. I was like, yo, I could have had this much invested, but I spent all of this on, ooh. That's why 2026, I said, hey, that all that traveling that I did and the way I was spending money on nonsense, y'all. I was like, absolutely not. I know I budgeted for stuff, but I was still like, nah. I could have did more. As an investor. I was mad at myself. I ain't gonna hold you. I was mad at myself. So that's why I did it. So if you want access to it, y'all, you can always just DM me with your email address. Type the word budget in the DM with your email address. And then I'll send you that spreadsheet and you'll be able to plug in your numbers. Okay, I'm going to have some example numbers in there, but you'll be able to plug in your numbers so you can see where you're at financially and where you can make the adjustments. Thank you, Dallas, for those roses. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Liz Vasquez, welcome back, Dallas. Okay, so that's number one, getting a budget if you don't have one yet. Number two is once you have established your budget, now what you want to do is look at building up an I Got It fund. Okay, y'all, even if that's $10 a week, I don't care about the amount. The point is to consistently do it. Thank you for those roses, Vasquez. I appreciate you, Battle. Right? The point is to make sure that you are putting money to the side. Why? Like Money Talk said, you want to be able to have the money so when you're ready to invest, when prices get to a certain price point or whatever, you have the money available. Okay? When an unexpected expense comes, something that you were not prepared for, like something medical, right? Because your health insurance doesn't cover it or whatever. Well, guess what? When you have that I Got It fund, now you can use a portion of that I Got It fund to cover that unexpected expense. Thank you for that live, Vasquez. I appreciate you. Or those lives. I appreciate you. Right? Sale, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So we start with our budget. Number two, the other way we prepare for a bull market is making sure we build up our I Got It fund. Start with what you have. Start with what you have. The dollar amount does not matter. Start with what you have. That's number two. Number three is we're going to make sure that if we know we want to buy into the cryptocurrency market, and specifically we're saying, hey, I want to buy Bitcoin, outside of what you already do either every week or bi-weekly or once a month, right? Then what you're going to do is what Leona has started doing. Shout out to my guy, Curtis Cobain, okay? Out of Detroit, okay? He's the one that put that idea in my mind. And it's to create a stable stage. Money Talk said, I have the coconuts ready. Just wait on the beach. Let's go. Hey, y'all, give Money Talk a follow from the live stream. If you are looking to get into crypto as far as having a job, understanding how cryptocurrency really works, and you can get paid, right? Then I would say give her a follow, join her live streams, ask questions, y'all. She's gonna answer, okay? But be prepared to do whatever work is required. Be prepared to do the work. Because it's not like you just gonna be like, hey, Money Talk, I'm interested. And then it's just, oh, okay. Poof, here you go a crypto job. No, baby, you're gonna have to do some work. Okay? So give her a follow from the live stream though. Georgette, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So now what Curtis Cobain told us was, listen, when you see that you're in a bear market, what you can do if you're waiting for, using Bitcoin as an example, if you're waiting for Bitcoin to get to a specific price point because you've used historical data and the data says that there's a probability of Bitcoin going to, I said a number earlier, like if Bitcoin got to $45,000, what are you doing? Are you still confident in holding Bitcoin? The comments was like, heck yeah, I'm selling the house. I'm selling this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? What you can do instead of selling your house, you can go ahead and build your stable stash now. What do I mean by build a stable stash now? That means that we can use whichever stable coin we want, USDC, USDT, DAI, DAI, RLUSD, whatever stable coin, okay, we're comfortable with using. You can start putting money into that stable coin every single month at whichever frequency you determine, be it weekly, bi-weekly, or once a month. Totally up to you. And then this way, let's say Bitcoin goes down to $45,000. Well, guess what? You can say, hey, instead of me having to take money from my bank account or sell my house, I at least have $10,000 worth of USDC in here right now. I can exchange that $10,000 worth of USDC if that's what I want to do. I can exchange that $10,000 worth of USDC for Bitcoin when Bitcoin hits $45,000. Does that make sense to everybody? Katie, welcome in. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes or no in the chat? So my money is already in crypto. It's just not in Bitcoin at that moment. So now I don't have to worry about paying a substantial fee, and then I gotta wait for it to hit my account because I want to buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. So I gotta wait, and then I gotta pay this big fee. No, guess what? I already have the money because I've been dumping it in there every single week, every other week, once a month, and I know the amount that I'm putting in there. Now it hits that desired price point. Boom! I just exchange it. That's it. That's all. I have one fee that I have to pay. And more than likely, that fee is going to be cheaper. Why? Because I am now doing that exchange within either my hot wallet or my cold wallet. Does everybody got it? Everybody got it? So this, for Leona, that's the point of the stable stash, is to make sure that my money is already in the crypto space, just like I do in the stock market. I put money into the stock market, into my stock brokerage accounts every single month. I have a wait list of things that I'm waiting to purchase. I know what price point that I want to purchase around that area, right? And I know that I want to be able to buy in bulk. So I know, hey, I want to be able to buy 10 shares off the rip. I want to buy 20 shares off the rip. Same thing with cryptocurrency. That's where the stable stash comes into play. I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Good job. So welcome in, Tony. Thank you for the hand heart. Real money is gold. I appreciate you. Okay. So the stable stash, right? Another way that we prepare, okay, for the bull market is making sure that we journal our experience at the moment, right? We journal what we're experiencing, what we're seeing, price points, how we're feeling, how we are either reacting or responding to what we read, what we hear, okay? So that way we have life lessons. Now we know. That's why I do a lot of journaling myself, because I want to be able to look back and see, okay, back in 2021, this is how I was thinking and speaking about cryptocurrency. I watched one of my old videos from 2022, I want to say. It was either the end of 2021 going into 2022, whenever Bitcoin had hit 66K. So I want to say that was 2021 going into 2022, right? Bitcoin had hit 66K. Remember what I told y'all? My first bear market was 2022, 2023, right? So back then, Bitcoin, no, wait. Yeah. Bitcoin had hit 66K. When I say I was like super excited, I was like, see. Mind you, I started buying Bitcoin as a serious investor when Bitcoin was $7,900, almost $8,000 per coin. So I'm sitting here like, I told y'all, come on, man. I told y'all, right? I looked at that video, but then I also looked at one that I did back in 2020, two or three, one of the two, where the market was red. The market was red, y'all. And I think at the time Bitcoin was like 30,000 or something like that. And I did the whole little Fantasia thing and all that stuff. And I just laughed to myself like, boy, the times change. Boy, the times change. But here we are again. Another bear market and people are panicking. Another bear market and you have people who are new to the space that are like, I don't know what to do. This is a really good time to journal, to write down what you're thinking, what you're reading. What are your reactions to what you have heard or saw? How are you moving with your money? How are you actually preparing? Did you build up that stable stash? Are you preparing to build up a stable stash on August 4th, 2026? Do you have an I Got It fund built up? So if something happens, you don't mess with your investments because you have that I Got It fund that's going to cover that unexpected expense. Right? Say, have you looked at crypto baskets on crypto.com? I have not. I don't even get on crypto.com like that anymore. So, yeah. I don't know anything about that much. But let me know. Original Don, though? Is that what that means? I hope I said that right. But yeah, so another way that we can prepare, okay? Another way that we can prepare for that bull market, right? During a bear market is what a ton of y'all have typed in the chat, and that's this term that we hear called dollar cost average. DCA for short, dollar cost average. Now, here's where I have changed my way of thinking in a sense as it pertains to dollar cost averaging versus what I did in 2022, 2023, so on, right? I originally used to say, oh, well, you just buy and just buy and just buy, whatever. Over time, Leona has identified that, you know what? Buying at whatever price is actually not good. Leona feels that buying at any price is not good. Leona decided that, hey, there needs to be a cutoff price point that you are dollar cost averaging so you can rotate that capital to another asset that you want to invest in that is at a price point that is more desirable for you. Example. All right, let's say this is your first time in the crypto space this year and you have been buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gone down to 58K, correct? Right, Martin, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. So Bitcoin got down to 68K. We're at 64K today. Okay, cool. So that means right now, your asset Bitcoin is up. If you started buying your first time ever, you started buying 58, 59K, and we're at 64K, you're probably like, yay, that's awesome, okay? There needs to be a cutoff point in which you say, all right, I'm no longer dollar cost averaging Bitcoin because during the next bear market, it has a potential to come to this area, possibly go lower, and I want to buy when it goes lower. Does that make sense? Example, you bought 58, 59K, it says 64K right now. The bull market is going to come. 2027, into 2027, going into 2028, typically, if things pan out like they have in the past, that's when we're going to see the accumulation period is ending, and we're going to start to see some gradual higher highs, higher lows, right? Okay, cool. Well, what happens when Bitcoin surpasses 126K? Will you continue buying Bitcoin when it surpasses the previous all-time high? Yes or no in the chat. Will you continue dollar cost averaging Bitcoin when it surpasses the previous all-time high? Yes or no in the chat. Or would you say, hey, I'm cutting my dollar cost average for Bitcoin off at this price point, and I'm going to rotate that capital into said stock market, certain companies, or I'm going to rotate that into real estate, or I'm going to rotate that into my precious metals, or I'm going to rotate that into investing in a business, right? V-Babe said no, right? So when it comes to dollar cost averaging, yes, we should, if we believe in an asset and we know we're going to invest in it and hold it long term, we should absolutely dollar cost average. But we should also have a price point in mind that we say, hey, I'm going to cease buying this particular asset and I'm going to rotate that capital to this other asset because it's at a better price point and this is going to give me what I want for my portfolio. So Leona's thinking, hey, during this next bull run, when Bitcoin hits 90, I said, my bad, I didn't say 90K. I said for me, 80K, 85K to 90K, my bad. So 85K to 90K, that's my area where I'm saying, you know what? Nope, I'm going to rotate my capital now. And I'm going to put it into the next asset, whichever assets that's going to be. Because I have a wait list. I said a wait list. I have a watch list of specific cryptocurrencies and also companies in the stock market, ETFs and things of that nature that I want to invest in. And there's a certain number of shares of those ETFs and those companies that I want to hold. So why would I sit here knowing that the history, Bitcoin has been able to bounce back and make a new all-time high each bull market? So if I know that, I'm going to do my best, dearest, to make sure that while the market is low, while the prices are low, I'm buying as much as I can. So when Bitcoin does hit 85, 90K again, and it's solid up there, now, all right, I'm rotating my capital. I'm putting it towards whatever's on my watch list, and especially if it's at the price point that I've been waiting for. All about living. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Does that make sense to everybody? So dollar cost averaging is cool, but we need to make sure that we have a price cutoff that we're going to rotate our capital to the next asset. If that makes sense to everybody, type yes in the chat. If it doesn't and you need me to repeat, type no in the chat. If that makes sense to everybody about dollar cost averaging, type yes in the chat. If it doesn't and you need me to repeat, type no in the chat. Miss Universe said yes. Okay. Vasquez said yes. I see you, Battle. Much. Thank you very much. Okay. Gigi, thank you very much. Okay, cool. So now our final thing that I'm going to touch on, and then we're going to move on, right? And that is some of our principles, right? When it comes to our portfolio, there are certain things that we should make sure that it's kind of like it's a non-negotiable in a sense, right? So we need to have a foundation. Like, what are our foundational cryptocurrencies in our portfolio? What are the cryptocurrencies that you're like, hey, they meet this particular criteria, they've met this particular criteria for this X amount of years, and I am forever going to purchase this unless it no longer meets this criteria, right? It's solid as a rock. It has staying power. It has a strong community, right? It's been adopted by multiple institutions and large corporations and governments, so on and so forth. What are your foundational cryptocurrencies? Okay? That needs to be part of it. So Much says Soul and Soup. That is Much foundational cryptocurrencies. That does not mean that has to be yours. What are yours? What does a cryptocurrency need to do in order for you to say, I want to put my money behind this or these particular cryptocurrencies? Okay. So you had, okay, Vasquez says XRP, Solana, Cardano, XRP. I said XRP again. HBAR, XLM, Chainlink. So that's his foundation, right? So establish what are your foundations. Well, how do I establish what my foundational cryptocurrencies are, Leona? Well, guess what? Number one, you need to make sure that it solves a problem. Am I right or wrong for my people who've been in a crypto space? Make sure it solves a problem. Okay? And it's been working consistently, diligently to solve that problem year after year, right? Two, we need to make sure that it is being adopted. People are utilizing their technology. If they're not utilizing their technology, if the governments are not, backing it and adopting it, if you don't have large corporations and all of these things, if they're not utilizing it, then what is the point of buying and investing in it? Help me out. What would be the point? On top of it, y'all, how many of y'all go into a store and there's nobody in there and you never see people in there? There's no reviews on the store. Nobody talks about it. Are you really going to just go and put your money behind that and say, I'm just going to take a chance on, and I'm talking about on anything? No. More than like, you need to see something. Even if it's one person, if the stuff look cool and it's one person or whatever, okay. You know what I'm saying? Go on, honey, take a chance. All right. More than likely, you are buying from companies that have a history of providing a product or a service that millions upon millions of people utilize. Why do you think Coca-Cola is still here today? We know that is trash. It is not good for us. But guess what? So many people still drink it. Why do you think McDonald's is still here? Because they always have a line. Chick-fil-A always have a line. Come on now. You go to places because there is historical data that says they provide something that people want and or need. So we need to look at it the same way when we look at cryptocurrency. Why would we do anything different? Right? Much said, I think I didn't get the question, but at least you're explaining it to my understanding. Okay, cool. Right? So now we talked about it solves a problem. There's adoption. We have a strong, loyal, dedicated community. I'm actually surprised. Y'all have done very well for my SRP Army folks. Y'all have done very well because when I first started doing these crypto one-on-ones, y'all, oh my God. I cannot talk about crypto without them. Why are you talking about SRP? Emmanuel, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Boy, they used to get on me. XRP this, XRP that, XRP. Like, Jesus, okay, I got it. Y'all in here, okay? That's like I jokingly was like, that's like asking somebody like, every time you go somewhere like to a concert, right, or whatever, and they'll be like, is Brooklyn in the house? And there's always somebody from Brooklyn there. It don't matter what country you in, there's always somebody from Brooklyn. I kid you not. Like when I went to Germany, there was people from Brooklyn. I'm like, what? We don't even have a military base right here. What you doing here? like I did say jokingly, but SRP Army is like the beehive to me. For Beyonce, you cannot talk about crypto without talking about XRP. Like they used to just come for me every time, right? But you want to have a cryptocurrency that you're investing in that has a community that goes hard for it like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I respect about the XRP Army, because it's like, yo, like you better mention XRP because we in here, right? With the girl, happy Tuesday, okay? And then also when we talk about our portfolio, y'all, we need to make sure that we focus on safety and security, okay? Because we already know we still kind of functioning in the wild west here in crypto, okay? Because we don't have the type of regulation of the stock market and real estate and all of these other things, there are a lot of things that can occur that could hurt our portfolio. Okay, so if we're not paying attention to scam vibes and picking up on those red flags, it's possible for us to lose money that we shouldn't lose. I've lost money in the crypto space because I was being greedy. I was being honest. I was being greedy. And I was like, hey, they gonna do this for me? All right, bet. You know what I'm saying? And then they took off with a few $1,000s of mine. I was like, all right, well, that's what you get for being greedy. I thought about DMX. He said, you've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Come on now. Like, sometimes that greed, it definitely doesn't work for you. Use a 549. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday, right? So making sure that we are practicing security. We are protecting our assets. We do that by making sure we do not share our wallet, like our seed phrases for our private wallets. Okay, if you're like, Leona, I don't know what that is because I'm new, then guess what? That crypto beginner workshop is going to be for you because I break that down. Okay, right? We want to make sure that we are using email addresses that are secure. We're changing our password pretty frequently, at a bare minimum every 6 months if you can, right? We're not clicking on links that are not familiar to us, especially when you are opening up your wallets. Okay, being mindful about these airdrops and the stable not stable the staking. There you go, staking and yield farming, all of these DeFi things, y'all. There are a lot of ways for you to mess around and lose your money when you're being greedy and you're not being attentive and protecting your assets. Okay, so that leads back to making sure that whatever cryptocurrency you're going to invest in, hey, what their security look like. We had a ton of issues with protecting or issues with their project. Like, and this is why I'm not trying to be funny. Okay, not trying to be funny, y'all. For my people who love Solana. But the reason why I got out of Solana, because I did hold Solana, the reason I got out of it was because they kept having those outages. Then on top of it, they had the whole lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, y'all got too much going on. And then reading about the development team and it's some shady business with them. And I was like, you know what? I'm out. I'm gone. When they fix the stuff, maybe I'll consider coming back. But honestly, I really don't care. All money ain't good money. I got it. Some people may say, oh, but you know what? I invest how I invest. You invest how you invest. Okay? But once they kept having those outages and then the negative stuff about the development team and then the lawsuit and stuff, I was like, see, that's why I'm glad I got out. Y'all got too much going on. It should not be all of this going on for a person that's just attempting to invest. Get y'all sugar honey iced tea together. Okay, so not knocking anybody that invests in Solana. I'm just saying for me. Okay, that was a really big reason why I personally let it go. Okay, that was a security issue for me, and I'm like, I don't want to stick around to mess around and have my other assets be compromised because Solana is having issues. That was just me. Said when you think is the next bull run, I talked about that, y'all, based on the cycles, the next bull run, if we stick to what we have been doing previously, we should see the market start to turn around more consistently, seeing higher highs, higher lows towards the end of 2027, going into 2028. And that's if everything goes according to the past two cycles. Okay. All right. So yeah. So those are just a few things that when it comes to us building our portfolios, especially during a bear market, right? We want to make sure that we are paying attention to these things and we be consistent as much as possible with doing that. So what I want to do is I want to show y'all, Taryn, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I want to show y'all Hold on. Let me go to. I talked about the financial preparation. So let me show y'all this, okay? So these are some of the mistakes. I'm not gonna read them out loud. Let me just show this to y'all. Well, I am gonna read them, but that way y'all can see. But I added this to that bear market checklist, right? So I talked about some of the mistakes that I personally made, but these are some of the other mistakes. Crypto, Zonia, welcome in. Thank you for the follow too. I appreciate you. Okay. So some of the bear market mistakes that happen with beginners is panic selling, which we talked about. Buying because everyone else is buying. We don't do that here. We are students. Okay. So for my people who have been here multiple times, y'all know I give out information. I don't advise anyone right now because I'm not a licensed financial advisor. So these are suggestions. And what I always suggest and strongly encourage is you to do your own research, right? So we don't buy Solana because somebody said we should buy Solana. We don't buy SU because somebody said we should buy SU, or there's a large number of people talking about SU. We don't buy ZBET because a whole bunch of people are talking about ZBET. No, we buy because we have done the research and it makes sense to us and it fits our portfolio. Okay? And it fits within our budget. Financially, we can handle it. We won't have to worry about not being able to invest because we don't have the funds to do it. We are going to do it the right way, right? We have our I Got It fund. Okay? The people who do not have their I Got It fund started or have a substantial amount in there, they are more likely to sell their assets to cover unexpected expenses, which means they're going to be starting over and over again. Everybody got it? Okay? So we're not chasing social media hype. We don't do that. We're not going to sit here and attempt to predict the market. That's not what we do here. Okay? We use historical data to help us with making the decision. Okay? That's what we do. And then one other mistake that people people have tended to make, because I know this personally from an individual that has been in the crypto space longer than me, actually, and she lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency because she was not practicing proper security measures. And so she was sitting here traveling through the airport. Welcome in, Steve. I see you. Happy Tuesday. She's traveling through the airport, open up her hot wallet in the airport on the airport's Wi-Fi, gets hacked, and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency gone. Matter of minutes. Gone. I won't even say minutes, but you know what I'm saying? Gone. Just like that. So what we want to make sure we do is learn from people's mistakes. Okay? We want to learn from people's mistakes. All right? Did this help anybody? The stuff that I've talked about tonight so far, has this helped you? Has this helped you so far? Yes or no in the chat. I see you. I spoke. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Did this help you? Yes or no in the chat? Because we're about to wrap this up. Yes or no? Raja, welcome in. And see, here's the thing, right? Miss Universe, I see you. I appreciate you. Right? Yes, wealthy girl. I appreciate you. Right? So I know sometimes, you know, it's a lot of information. And you may be wondering, like, okay, Leona, I got it. You know, but like, why are we talking about bear markets if the series you said is about bull markets and how do we prepare for it? Like I said, the bull markets don't just poof, it just appear, right? They grow from periods where people have already pretty much given up, or they're fearful, they lost confidence, or whatever. So if you are prepared before their confidence returns, thank you so very much for the roses. I appreciate you. Right? If you are prepared before their confidence returns, you don't have to chase the market. You don't have to get ready. You're already there. Okay? So that's why this month, for the rest of this month, on Thursday is our next live stream, because I won't be able to go live on Friday because it's my husband's birthday weekend. We got some stuff planned. So on Thursday, we're going to go more into bull market preparation, okay? So what I'm going to do is do my best to answer questions like, how do I know if we're entering a bull market? I'm going to show charts too, okay? What technical signals matter? What fundamental signals matter, okay? How much should I trust social media? These people on TikTok and Instagram and all of these places. And could Bitcoin really reach 250K? Because I've heard this since 2024 that Bitcoin is going to hit 250K. And I was like, houseway. Based on what I had learned so far, right? I'm like, how in the world are y'all coming up with these numbers, right? Did we hit 250K in 2025? No. Jessica, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, right? So this is why, instead of, like I said, thank you so very much for that, Harmony. So instead of us predicting the market, we use historical data and we're scenario based to help us to know how we're going to execute. Scenario A happens, this is what I do. Scenario B happens, this is what I do. But we're not predicting anything. We're just prepared for this scenario, that scenario, right? You say typical Tuesday, let's go. Okay. What about a terrific Tuesday? Okay. So we're going to talk about, like, how do we prepare for that bull market without trying to predict the future? Okay. So y'all homework, okay? Your mission as my battle buddy for this week, all right, is to watch the November 2025 Bear Market Masterclass on my YouTube channel. That's Prosperity Calls on YouTube, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the link in my bio. That's going to be the first link, okay? I'm only going to leave it up for this week. And then after this week, I'm going to take it down. But I'll leave it up for this week. That's number one, okay? I want y'all to watch that. It's like an hour, okay? So break it down in bite-sized pieces, okay? But I want you to watch that. And for y'all on YouTube right now, I'm going to add it to the description box. So that way, when you watch this video, if you're watching a replay on from TikTok, if you come and watch the replay on YouTube, you'll be able to click the link and then you'll be able to be redirected to that video, okay? Because I show charts and all kind of stuff, okay? Number two, I updated the bear market checklist that I used to have from last year that I made, the end of last year that I made, and I updated it to reflect some of the stuff that we talked about tonight. I want you to download that, y'all. It's totally free, okay? When you download that, I want you to identify one financial habit that you're going to strengthen before the next bull market. Again, if in the crypto space, if we are similar in repeating the previous two cycles, then we should see the market begin to form those higher highs and higher lows, okay, between the end of 2027 going into 2028, okay? That's only if the market kind of rhymes like we had in the past two cycles, okay? So that's it. That's all I want you to do. And then come back with me on Thursday. I'm not going live on Friday again, okay? Because my husband's birthday is this weekend. So, birthday celebration is this weekend. So I will be live on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, okay? And we're going to go into the next point. All right, we're going to learn how to recognize when the odds may be shifting. We're not predicting the market. We just want to follow the evidence. So that's what we're going to start talking about, okay? So I don't want y'all leaving this series, saying, you know what, I hope Bitcoin goes higher. No. What I want you to do is to be able to leave by the end of August saying, you know what, I know exactly what I'm watching. I know why I'm watching it, and I'll do, I do these things when conditions change. So I know what I'm gonna do because the conditions have changed. Okay, that's a completely different type of investor mentality. All right. So if tonight helped you, thank you so very much. Let me know in the chat. I learned something, Leona. Oops. I learned something, Leona, on YouTube. If this helped you and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well. Share the replay, okay, to somebody who needs this and wants to prepare for the next bull market. All right. I see you, Miss Universe Vasquez. I appreciate you, Rom. I appreciate you. That's what's up. So download that bear market checklist. Watch the November bear market masterclass. Okay, do those things, and then when we come back on Thursday, we will continue. All right. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for your time. And God willing, we'll see each other on Thursday. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a